If you are a Salesforce developer or admin, the skills that got you hired are shifting, and this announcement is the reason why. Salesforce just said that AI agents can now work inside your org without anyone opening a browser. That changes what you need to know, what you need to build, and what your clients and employers will expect from you. At TrailblazerDX 2026, the TDX, they introduced something called Headless 360. The tagline is 3 words, no browser required. The entire Salesforce platform, your CRM data, your Agentforce agents, your flows, your business logic is now accessible as APIs, MCP tools, and CLI commands. That is not a small update. That is a fundamental shift in how Salesforce works. This video will explain what it actually is, what the 3 parts do, and most importantly, what it means for your career right now. Here is what we are going to cover in this video. First, what headless actually means and why Salesforce built this now. Second, the 3 parts of Headless 360, each one does something different. Third, what is available right now versus what is coming in May and June. And fourth, which skills become more valuable because of this and what I would focus on this week. If you want to stay ahead of where Salesforce is going, subscribe before we go further. What headless actually means. The word headless sounds more complicated than it is. In technology, the head means the user interface, the screen, the browser, the thing humans click on. Headless means the logic still runs, but there is no screen in front of it. The data is there, everything works, but nothing requires a human clicking through a UI. Right now, if a Salesforce agent needs to update a contact record, someone has to log in, navigate to the record, and make the change. With Headless 360, an AI agent makes that change directly through an API, no login, no browser, no human involved, unless you choose to put one in. Mark Benioff put it simply at TDX, our API is the UI, that is the shift. Now, why did Salesforce build this now? That is the more important question. Why Salesforce built this now? The reason is AI agents. Any AI agent needs to get data, run logic, and take action. In the old world, agents could only do what a browser could do. That put real limits on what Agentforce agents could accomplish. Headless 360 removes those limits. Now an agent can get to your data, your workflows, your compliance rules, your approvals, all of it directly through an API. You are no longer building for humans staring at screens. You are building for agents running on their own. That changes what skills matter, and that brings us to the 3 parts of Headless 360, starting with the one most developers will use first. Component 1 is MCP tools and coding skills. The pre-configured coding skills, MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, a standard way for AI coding tools to connect to outside systems. If you use Claude Code, Cursor, Codex, or Windsurf, those tools now have direct live access to your entire Salesforce platform, your data, your Apex classes, your org metadata. You can ask your coding tool to build a feature in Salesforce, and it reads your actual org, understands your actual data model, and writes code that fits your actual setup. Not generic Salesforce code that knows your specific org. For developers, this is the fastest way you have ever had to get an AI tool up to speed on your Salesforce project. For admins who are learning to code, this lowers the barrier significantly. That is component 1. Component 2 is the one that changes how you deploy agents across every channel your customers use. Component 2, the Agentforce experience layer. Until now, if you built an Agentforce agent and wanted it to work in Slack or WhatsApp or Teams and voice, you had to build different versions for each one. The experience layer separates what an agent does from how it shows up. Build the agent logic once, the experience layer handles showing it on every surface: Slack, Microsoft Teams, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, voice. Your company uses Slack, your customer is on WhatsApp, your executive wants Teams. One agent, 3 surfaces, 1 build. That is component number 2. Component 3 is the one nobody is talking about yet, and it might be the most important for your day-to-day work. Component 3 is agent controls. As agents do more work on their own, you need tools to see what they are doing and catch problems before they reach customers. session tracing, see exactly what an agent did step by step in any conversation, custom scoring evaluations, define what good looks like for your agent and measure it on its own. If you want to go deep on Salesforce AI, not just a news overview, but a full structured course covering Agentforce, MCP, and the skills this shift is creating, demand for my Salesforce courses are at my tutorial rack. I'm updating course content to reflect Headless 360 and where the platform is going. The link is in the description, and hit subscribe if you are not already subscribed to the channel. I publish new Salesforce content every Wednesday and Friday. What is live now versus what is coming? Now, let me be specific about what you can actually use today versus what is still rolling out. Available right now is Agentforce Vibes 2.0, the updated browser-based AI development tool for building Salesforce with AI coding help. DevOps Center, MCP, the DevOps Center is now accessible through MCP, meaning your CI/CD tools and coding agents can work with your deployment pipeline directly. Session tracing, you can trace agent conversations in production today. Agentforce Experience Layer, available now for multi-surface agent delivery. In early access is custom scoring evals. You need to apply for early access. Coming in May is Testing Center structured agent testing before deployment. Coming in June is Salesforce Catalog, manage and find agent assets across your org. If you are planning a Headless 360 project, start with the tools that are available now. Build your MCP setup and your experience layer, then add the testing and catalog tools when they roll out. What this means for your career. Headless 360 does not replace Salesforce developers and admins. It changes what the best ones will focus on. 3 skills become more valuable right now. Number 1 is MCP fluency, how AI coding tools connect to systems, how you set up those connections, how you secure access. This will be a core Salesforce developer skill within 12 months. Start now. Number 2 is API first design. Setting up your data and logic so agents call it through APIs is different from setting it up for users clicking buttons. Developers who get this will lead Headless 360 projects. Number 3, agent oversight. Someone has to be responsible for how agents behave, what they can access, and how to fix them when something goes wrong. Session tracing and the testing center are built for that role. That person does not exist yet at most companies. It will. For admins, the experience layer matters for you too. Understanding how agents show up across different surfaces will become part of your job. The admins who learn this early will be the ones advising their companies on where to use agents first. What to do this week? Go read the official Salesforce Headless 360 announcement, then try Agentforce Vibes 2.0 in a developer edition org. It is available now. See what the MCP connection looks like in your setup. If you are using Claude Code or Cursor or any other AI coding tool connected to your Salesforce org using the new MCP tools, try it yourself. Then think about one surface you would want your agent to work on beyond the standard Salesforce UI. That is your experience layer starting point. The developers who understand this shift early will be leading Agentforce projects 12 months from now. Salesforce Headless 360. No browser required. The entire Salesforce platform, data, workflows, logic is now accessible as APIs, MCP tools, and CLI commands. 3 parts: MCP tools and coding skills for AI-assisted development, the experience layer for multi-surface agent delivery, and agent controls for oversight and testing. What is live today? Agentforce Vibes 2.0, DevOps Center, MCP, Session Tracing, Experience Layer. What is coming? Testing Center in May, Salesforce Catalog in June, the skills that matter, MCP fluency, API first design, and agent oversight. Most people in your office have not heard of Headless 360 yet. Now you have, and you know exactly what it changes and where to start. If this video helped you understand something your colleagues are still figuring out, share it with someone on your Salesforce team, and hit subscribe if this helped. New Salesforce content every Wednesday and Friday, and drop a comment. Here is something I want your real take on. When agents can run inside your org without a browser, should admins still be required to review every agent action before it goes live, or is that just going to slow everything down? Where do you draw the line? Drop it below. I want to see where this community lands on that. And if you want to figure out how this shift fits into your specific Salesforce career path, where to focus, what to learn next, and how to position yourself for the roles this is creating, I do one-on-one career consultations. The booking link is in the description of the video. See you next week. Thank you.